Here's the gamer here. I am back with Epic. You guys have probably never heard of this game. It was a Kickstarter maybe last year or 2 years ago. As you can see, you probably can see, it's an alpha version, very early alpha. Anyway, going back to the Kickstarter story, I had seen this game and I was like, oh, this looks pretty cool. And I'm a big, as well as a big gamer, I'm a big board gamer. And one of the things I really like is card games. Well, that's another video for another time. But yeah, so I kickstarted this. I got the actual cards, and I tried to find people to play with. But unfortunately, given that I live in Taiwan, and Epic never got itself translated into Chinese, so I could never play it with anyone. So here I am today. This was kickstarted about a month and a half ago, the digital version, and I absolutely love this game. This has got some really awesome card art. Now, that being said, I have absolutely zero idea how to play this. So today, because I was actually sleeping for a little bit, I'm actually only going to be able to play the tutorial today, most likely. Yeah. Anyway, let's get to it. So episode 1. So I like this sort of board. Epic is a strategy card game in which you summon champions to make events happen, with the ultimate goal of bringing forth your opponent's downfall. How do you do all that? Well, that's what this tutorial is for. Cool. To win an Epic game, you need to reduce your opponent's health to 0, like most card games. This number represents your opponent's health. You can reduce it by attacking your opponent with champions, or using events to damage your opponent directly. Reduce your opponent's health to 0 or less to win. I mean, that's going to be pretty obvious there. This number represents your health. You can protect it by summoning champions to defend, or by using events to gain health. You can even gain health above your starting total. If your health is reduced to 0, you lose. Now while we're here, let's talk about this. One of the cool things about this game is there are no card packs. Everyone has the same amount of cards, which is awesome. It means that there's no crazy advantages. You know, there's no some guy who has 15 legendaries. This game is really gonna be all about skill. Another way to win the game is to attempt to draw a card while you have an empty deck. Another way to win the game is to attempt to draw a card while you have an empty deck. This will rarely happen. Usually it is easier to win by attacking your opponent. These are the decks for each player. The number on top of it shows how many cards are left in the deck. Make sure to keep track of those numbers if the game goes too long. This is your hand of cards. You start with 5 cards in hand. You have a limit of 7 cards in hand. Alright, similar to Hearthstone. If you ever have more cards in hand than at the end of your turn, you will have to discard until you have 7 cards left. Okay. This is the view bar, which lets you zoom in on your opponent's side of the board. Feel free to try it. There's the in-game settings. Here you can exit the current game, read the game log, or if you really feel outmatched, concede. Okay. At the start of the game, you're allowed to mulligan. Select between 0 and 5 cards from your hand to banish them. When a card is banished, it is put on the bottom of its owner's deck. Then you draw cards until you have 5 cards again, and you lose health equal to the number of cards you banished. Wow. That is interesting. Alright. Choose any number of cards, put those cards to the bottom of your deck. Draw that many cards. There's 1 health for each card chosen. You select nothing. Alright. Alright, where's Medusa? This one. Okay. Done. Alright. It is currently your turn, and you are in the main phase of your turn. This tracker shows what part of the turn you're in and whose turn it is. Alright, can I zoom in yet? No, I want to see the card text. During your turn, you can attack your opponent, use powers, and play cards. You can do each of these things as many times as you like in any order you want. Cool. Your opponent doesn't get to do anything during this main part of your turn until you attack them, or until you try to end your turn. Okay. Each turn, including your opponent's, both players get a gold. Extremely powerful cards cost a gold to play. Other cards are free. Each turn you can play 1 card that costs a gold, and as many free cards as you like. You can't save up your gold, so you should try to use it every turn. Okay, that's interesting. When you start your turn, you have initiative. Having initiative means it is your move. You can see which player has initiative by looking at their avatar. If it is flashing, it is the player's initiative. While you have initiative, your opponent can't interrupt you or respond to anything you do. This means you can play multiple cards to activate multiple abilities before your opponent has a chance to do anything. Use this to your advantage. Okay, let's look at some cards that you can play while you have your go. Select the pack alpha in your hand to zoom in on it. Alright. Wild Wolf Champion. See, I absolutely love the card art. Let's just make sure you guys are getting me up there in the Twitch universe. Alright. Check my channel. Nice. Everything looks clear. Your other wild champions have +1. I assume this is attack and +1 defense. Put 2 wolf tokens into play. This Pack Alpha. Pack Alpha is champion. Champs are heroes and monsters that fight for you. You use your champion to attack your opponent, block their attacks, and sometimes to use special powers and abilities that are described in the text box. Alright, on the top of the card is the name of the champion. Okay. That's hard to see. In the middle is the type line, which describes the card's alignment. Alright. In the middle is the type line. Wild. Okay. Subtype wolf and type champion. Okay. The number inside the crossed swords is the champion's offense. This is how much damage the champion deals. Okay, I figured that much. The number inside the shield is the champion's defense. If a champion takes damage greater than or equal to their defense and a single turn is broken and put into the discard column. Okay. In this text box, we'll see special abilities the champion might have. These are explained next to the card. Pack Alpha has bullets, and you can click on the book next to it to learn what that means. Okay. May attack and use powers while deploying. Alright, so it's like charge. Alright, when you're done dismissing the Pack Alpha by clicking on it. Okay. Champions can only be played on your turn unless they have an ability called Ambush. Ambush lets you play champions on your opponent's turns as well. Pack Alpha does not have Ambush, so we'll just play it now. To do so, drag it from your hand into the play area. Play area is really not clearly demarcated. Oh, okay, there we go. There are 3 positions a champion can be in. Prepared, which is right side up. Expended, which is turned 90 degrees on its side. Or flipped, which is turned 180 degrees. Wow. When you play a champion, it enters prepared like the Pack Alpha. However, if you just played it, it is considered deploying, and therefore cannot attack or use powers that use an expended cost. This means you can only attack with champions you had in play on the table at the start of your turn. Okay. Our Pack Alpha has an ability called Blitz. If a champion has Blitz, you can attack and use expend powers immediately. Blitz champions are the exception to the rule. An expend power is a power that has the following symbol in front of a colon. For the actual power, Pack Alpha has a power with an expend cost. Select Pack Alpha to make the Alpha's ability pop up. Put 2 wolf tokens into play. Oh, okay. Nice. Oh, so on my turn, I get all these stats. Pack Alpha put 2 wolf tokens into play. Token champions are treated just like normal champions. For example, they are currently deploying. You can see which champions in play are deploying by looking at for the little ZZZZs coming from them. The main difference between a champion and a token champion is that when a token would leave play, it gets removed from play entirely. Tokens can't go to someone's hand, deck, or discard pile. Okay, these are only here for now. When you attack with a champion or you use an expend power, your champion becomes expended, turned 90 degrees on its side. It can no longer attack, block, or use so now this can attack or use expend powers and is practically useless until your next turn when they become prepared again. So I can continuously summon these 3/3 wolves. Alright, since you spent your gold, use your Pack Alpha. Go ahead and press enter. See how the avatar lights up? You can also see that it is their turn on the turn tracker. Since it is a new turn, you just gained a gold. You can't use it yet because your opponent has initiative. You'll have to wait until they pass initiative to you. Let's look at what your opponent does with their initiative. Well, I have to check on the time because I do want to have a shower soon. Wow, that's a 14-14. Uh-oh. The Ravaging Worm has a lot of offensive power. Thankfully, your opponent had to pass initiative when they attacked. And we have an event that we can play. Events are a second card type in Epic. Events are powerful one-time effects that can do almost anything. Use events to draw cards, deal damage, even allow you to waste to entire armies. Alright. Draw 2 cards. Return target champion to its opponent's hand. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Okay. Clicking on it. Drag erase out of your hand to play it. Okay, and we get 2 card draws, and we get to bounce a card. You play events on your turn or at certain times on your opponent's turn, like when you're being attacked. Do you notice erase drew 2 cards? Yes, I did notice that. Now you have to target a champion to erase. Let's choose the Ravaging Worm. Okay. Bye-bye. You defended yourself against a massive attack. Erase is now in your discard pile. This is where cards go when they have been used. Since we don't want to play anything else, press pass. Alright, your opponent is passing initiative to you, not wanting or able to make a move after their attack. If you want to make a move now, it will stay your opponent's turn. Then they will get initiative again. If you want to make a move now, it will stay your opponent's turn. They will get it. Oh, okay. So if I do anything now, my opponent can get initiative again. After you pass, letting them make more plays or even attack if able. However, if you do not want to make a move and also pass, your opponent's turn will end. Go ahead and press pass. Okay, so now it's my turn. Nice. Okay, now it is now your turn, and both players once again have a gold. At the beginning of your turn, you prepared turning upright. All your champions, and you drew a card. You drew a card at the start of each of your turns, unless it is the very first turn of the game. Okay. Since you now have initiative, you can choose to play cards, or you can choose to attack with one or more of your champions. You can attack your opponent as many times as you like during your turn. So, wow. Okay, I was a bit confused there. I was like, oh man, that means I can keep attacking. So 3-3-3-3-3 or 6-6-6-6-6. Alright, to attack, drag one or more of your prepared champions to the front of your battlefield and select attack. This will expand them. Let's attack with one of your wolf tokens. As you can see, the wolf tokens are no longer deploying since they have now been in play from the start of your turn. Drag one of them to the front line and select attack to confirm your attackers. Okay. Attack. Okay. After you have chosen your attackers, you and then your opponent get an opportunity to make plays before we move on to the next step, blocking. Okay. In general, when you want to move to the next step in the turn, you'll have to pass initiative. Both players have to pass consecutively to move on to the next step. Okay. You currently have initiative during the attack event step. You can see that on your turn tracker. So you'll have to pass to your opponent before we can move on to blocking. Oh, this is such a Magic the Gathering feel. Alright, go ahead and pass. Okay. Your opponent uses his initiative to play the ambush champion Noble Unicorn. So that's a 6-6. And then pass initiative back to you. If you pass now, both players will have passed consecutively and your opponent will be able to choose their blockers. Your opponent can choose to block with their Noble Unicorn despite that it was just played. That's still deploying. See the ZZZs? Yes, I see that. Go ahead and pass. So now we can see your opponent choose to defend themselves. Your opponent chooses to block your wolf with their Noble Unicorn. If you block with a champion, it is flipped upside down. Oh, so 180. A champion in this position is called flipped. It can block again after getting flipped, but it can still use its expand powers, which will turn it 90 degrees on its side. Okay. What is that card? Ambush Tribute. Alright, when champions fight in battle, they deal damage to each other equal to their offense. Your wolf has 3 defense and unicorn has 6 offense. So the unicorn would defeat and break your wolf, removing it from play. The wolf has 3 offense, but the Noble Unicorn has 6 defense, so it won't break it and will stay in play. Ah, so technically there's no losing out. It's either you win or you get defeated. After your opponent choose the unicorn as their blocker, they had a chance to make a play, but they didn't. Now you get to pass. And we'll see the battle unfold. Pass. Okay, bye Wolf. Damage was dealt and your wolf was broken, after which it was removed from the game. Your opponent's noble unicorn has 3 damage on it, but it will heal at the end of the turn, removing all damage from it. It remains flipped and it will not be able to block again until the opponent prepares it. But we have the perfect card then to finish up. Zoom in on Fireball. Okay. Deal 3 damage to a target or deal 3 damage to a target player and each champion they control. Damn, that's good for 1 gold. Okay. Drag Fireball up your hand to play it. Okay. Let's do that. And deal 3 damage to Noble Unicorn. Done. Cool. I hope they improve the animations next time. Since the unicorn had 6 defense, it already had taken 3 damage, and another 3 damage was enough to break it. It was broken and put into your opponent's discard pile. Alright, man, this is really taking a lot more time than I expected. Alright, in Epic, you can attack your opponent as many times as you like during your turn. Alright. With as many champions as you want. Currently, you have the Pack Alpha and another Wolf token in play that are able to attack. Let's attack with both of them. Alright. To attack with multiple champions, drag all of them to the front lines into the battles and then select attack. Don't press attack before attacking forward. All the champions you want to attack with, try and attack with both of your prepared champions. Okay. Attack. Anything you want to play during the attack events, we need to go ahead and pass. Alright, how does my opponent defend themselves? Okay, since your opponent made a play, they have to pass initiative back before we can move to blockers. Pass back and let your opponent block your attackers. Okay. If you attack with multiple champions once, if any attacking champion is blocked, the entire attacking group is blocked. For this reason, you usually want to attack with your champion one at a time. Right now, the demon is blocking both your wolves. Now that your opponent has selected their blocker and passed, we get to make plays again. If we don't, our wolves will combine their attack power to break down the 4 defense of the demon, and the demon will divide its 4 defense. However, your opponent chooses amongst your 2 champions. Go ahead and pass. Wow, okay. And the damage set, the demon dealt 3 damage to a wolf token, breaking it and moving it from play, and 1 damage to our Pack Alpha. The Alpha survived and will heal at the end of your turn. Since we have our gold, we should make another play before ending our turn. Select Standard Bearer. Alright. Standard Bearer has a tribute ability. When a champion with tribute enters play, how much time do you have? Wow. Its controller gains the effect listed after the arrow. With 2 human tokens into play, your other good champions have +2. Okay. Standard Bearer also grants a bonus to your good champions and gives them +2 offense while the Standard Bearer is in play. Dismiss the Standard Bearer by clicking on it. Alright, let's do that. Nice. Ooh. That's cool. A play could be playing an event card. A play could be playing an event card. A champion with ambush from powerful one of their own champions already in play. You'll not be able to respond to any of these plays, however. If they make any plays, they'll have to pass back initiative to you before they can move on to their turn. When they do, you are pushed back to the main part of your turn and can continue making plays until you're ready to try and end your turn again. If you pass immediately after they pass initiative back to you, you'll have to pass consecutively and your turn will end. Alright, press enter. Okay. Wow, wow, wow. Opponent is coming at you with their entire army of zombies. Pass so we can move to defend with our own army. Alright. Now block with all 3 of your available champions. You can do this by dragging them into the battle zone. Okay. Block. Okay. When champions deal damage in battle, the player who controls the champion decides exactly how they damage yourself. pass to your opponent to go to the damage step. Okay. Drag a line from your champion to an opposing champion to assign damage. Okay. Now drag an arrow from your champion to your opponent's champion to assign damage. If you want to change how much damage you want to deal to a specific champion, you can select it to make it assign 2 damage from the standard bearer to one of the zombies. Alright. Okay. You can undo damage by selecting reset. Try to assign 3 damage to each of your unit tokens to the 2 remaining zombies. Okay. No. Okay. Okay. Down. And here. 1, 2, 3. Done. Apply. Alright. Oh. My girlfriend just sent me a message. This is the end of episode 1. Next episode. Alright, cool. Alright guys, that was an interesting tutorial. God, lots of mechanics. Anyway, I am gonna go get ready to go to work, and I'll talk to you guys later. Yeah. Tonight I'll have some time to play. So I'm gonna play some Mass Effect. Alright, later guys. Oh, now